But since we were talking about Patchy Mix, there's a quick little picture that we saw with him training with Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
And Tatiana Suarez obviously trains with her all the time. In and out of the gym. But he's like training with his girlfriend and then training with Sean Strickland. The size difference, John. You look at it, you're like, oh wow, the size difference. But we know just from people talking, gym talk, Patchy Mix is probably hands down the best grappler in the sport of MMA.
Yeah.
Does it surprise you he's training with a big guy like Sean Strickland?
No, I think Sean Strickland wants to train with him because he wants to. Sean's the one. That's not, oh, hey, Patchy going to Sean and saying, hey, can I train with you? No, that's Sean going to Patchy and saying, hey, man, I need to roll with you. I need to learn some of the stuff you're doing because he's that good. He is, you get these people, and I will say Mikey Musumeci, he's one of these guys. The Rotolo brothers are one of these guys. Look, they're just when it comes.
Well, actually, that's two of those guys.
Yeah, that is two of those guys. But they're geniuses when it comes to the ground game, But throw punching in, it becomes a little bit different. Patchy Mix is a goddamn rocket scientist when it comes to the ground game in MMA. He is that freaking dominant. He's that good. He is just someone that anyone that gets the opportunity. That's why Umar trains with him. Why is Umar training with Patchy Mix? Because he knows, hey, this guy knows stuff that I need to know, and I'm gonna take that from him, and that's great. That's what makes Umar Nurmagomedov why he's undefeated still and so good. He's smart about I want to learn. The more I know, the better I'm going to be, and that's why he's in a championship fight next. So Patchy Mix, I saw the photo and. He's saying, two new champions for Extreme Couture coming up, being Sean Strickland and Tatiana taking on Wei Li Zhang. Mm-hmm. Could happen. Both of them. They could definitely walk out, both of them, with those belts.
Yeah. I'm leaning a lot more towards Tatiana Suarez. I think Wei Li's wrestling is good. Takedown defense is good. Her takedown to get takedowns is really good, but Tatiana can, I think, out-wrestles her. On the feet, she may struggle a little bit.
She'll struggle on the feet comparatively. I agree with you, but the feet is the problem for her. But when it comes to the grappling, Wei Li has gotten to the point she's better than most of the women in grappling. She's not better than Tatiana.
No, I don't think it's even close. Yeah. I don't think it's even close. So if once this fight does hit the ground, look for the backpack position, look for the control there, look for her potentially if Wei Li puts her head in the wrong spot, it's a sort of guillotine, Darce, anaconda. Yeah. Look for that front choke, something along those lines.
Yep.
And if not, she'll be on the back trying to get the finish that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to get your take on, like, I've always trained with bigger guys.
Yeah.
From Luke Rockhold to, and everyone, even though they fight at 155, Habib and Islam never came in at 155. They were like 190, 195, somewhere in there. So, but I've always trained with bigger guys. Koscheck, John Fitch, Josh Kost, who else? Frank Shamrock, those guys. I'm always grappling with the bigger guys. So, I think it's always been better for me. It always worked out. Like
I always believe grappling. If you're going to grapple in your training, do it with someone that's bigger than you, because
a little bit, not too much.
Oh no, it can't be. No, I'm not talking giant.
That
size.
185 is kind of my limit.
Yeah,
like you start getting me to 205. It's just not the same.
If you're training at 170, 75 pounds, we'll say, you can go up into the 190s to train with someone, because that person's going to be just a little bit stronger, and they use strength in a way that you have to really use technique to stop what they're doing or to try to hold on to what you have. It's just better. When I look at, training with people that in the stand up, I always say, go to the smaller guys, speed, go to the people that are fast. Cause if they feel fast and now you step in and the person you're fighting doesn't feel fast, it's such a confidence build when you're in there, when you say, I can see everything.
Yeah. Training with guys like Rockhold, training with guys like Koscheck, that was like, Rockhold and Trevor Prangley were kind of like I trained with Michael Maturla also. Like, those were kind of my limit guys. I would grapple a little bit with Bobby Southworth, but Bobby was a very controlled grappler. Yeah. It wasn't like he would do anything spastic. He was also older when we all started kind of like doing a lot more of the sparring and grappling. But I felt like that 185 to 200 pounds was kind of the limit, because the biggest reason was this. It was when they fell into something, like if they rolled over the wrong way and you were like hook sweeping them or you're trying to get them over, if they fell onto your ankle the wrong way, it would break.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where I got concerned. Like sometimes your leg would get stuck underneath them in a position you couldn't get it out, and there's nothing you could do. And that always bothered me because when I trained, I would roll a little bit with like Mike Kyle, Paul Bonatello, and those guys. I always felt like they didn't know how to fall because they weren't grapplers. They didn't know how to roll with it, and so I was always afraid of getting hurt. And guys like Trevor, like I'll give you an example, Phil Baroni, he could wrestle. He was a really good wrestler. But the problem was he didn't know how to actually roll with things when it came to the jiu-jitsu portion of it all. And I always got concerned that he would fall on my knee the wrong way, fall on my ankle. That bothered me. So that was my concern again in those positions there. But overall, I think that weight limit is probably at the 185 to 200 pounds is kind of the limit.
Yeah, I agree. But it's always good to be outside of your weight class in both ways, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, don't just stick with, oh, this is my weight class. These are the people I'll train with.
This episode is brought to you by BetUS. Make sure you guys YouTube 150 for the promo code. Also, Element, use the link in the descriptions down below. Any product you buy from there, they will send you a bonus package of product if you use our link down below. Element's amazing, man. I love it. And I want to say thank you, man. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support us.